Welcome back. Drafted in the same year as Peyton Manning, the second overall pick in 1998 went to the San Diego Chargers. But once Ryan Leaf hit the field, his personal troubles hit the front pages. Over the past 10 years, the former quarterback fought a very public battle with addiction to opiates. But now he's overcome that addiction and is living a life of recovery with hopes of helping others. Now Ryan joins us live in the studio here at Victory Park this morning. He's in Dallas for a town hall event called Opiate Dependency, shedding light on a community epidemic. Ryan, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
So if you can, tell us what your personal journey was like.
Well, it was, it was pure hell for a long time. The shame and guilt and horror that comes with all of that, not being able to admit a problem and then willing to do whatever because of this opioid that takes over and hijacks your brain. It was a tough 10 years, as you talked about. The last 4, though 3 of them were in prison, were pretty great. And
were great, you say?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, because the substance is gone. The ability to have different values and have an understanding of maybe being of service is what needs to be the real issue, rather than always taking like I did my whole life.
So you're saying you needed that cutoff basically to help you overcome.
I couldn't go a day without taking a pill.
Wow.
And I had to be intervened with and humbled to a point where it was prison for me. Now, my hope is when I speak at these events is that someone will hear me and come out of the shadows and not have to go to the level or the rock bottom that I did, and they can ask for the help and then accept that help when it's offered.
So talk to us about the event that's happening a little later this morning in Dallas. How is that event going to play out?
Well, it's a town hall format. I'm going to be the keynote speaker. We're going to have a few clinicians speak early on to help educate families and the public, and then I'm going to finish it off pretty much with telling my story, and hopefully people in the audience or people around will relate to that and reach out. It's free to the public. If you can, just go register at levensonfoundation.org, and it's at 10 o'clock, so just in a couple hours, and we're gonna try to help as many people as we can. That's the hope. But if it's only one person out of the room, then we did our job.
It makes a difference. Let me ask you a question. Johnny Manziel, a little early on in his career, still his father has come out and said he's a druggie. He said earlier this summer he's done, he's sobering up, he's focusing on his football career. When you see what his path has been, where he potentially may be headed, what do you think about that?
Well, it's like holding up a mirror a lot of times. And if Twitter or Facebook or any of those things, Instagram, existed back when I was going through my stuff, I think it would look very similar to one another. I've reached out to him and his family, and that's all we can do. Once you find this surrender and acceptance, you become the lighthouse. My sponsor always tells me that you never see lighthouses running around the harbor looking for boats. The boats have to come to that light. And so we offer our help to anybody out there. If they're willing to surrender and accept this help and have this new life that is peaceful and unchaotic for me, then I wish them the greatest luck possible. As
you stand back and sort of take in your experience, what is your one goal, your one mission now moving forward? To be of service.
I took my whole life. I never gave back in any single way. So that gives me joy. It holds me accountable for the things I've done in my past. It gives me a spirituality that didn't exist, and it also gives me a community, a recovery community. It's amazing to be part of something that I'm just Ryan in. I'm not either a superstar football player or a failed football player or a drug addict or a felon. I'm just in this community, and I'm Ryan, and that's special.
We're happy to see you turn over this new leaf.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Ryan. When we come back, the storm system moving into North Texas right now, and what you need to know if you're headed out the door.